Hello, Africa. Hello, Nigeria. Hello, the rest of the world. Once again, this is your boy, Dr. 96, aka The Realist. As I always emphasize and reiterate, the best thing you could do for yourself is to be real to yourself at all time and in every situation. Just be real. There's a lot of gain and happiness in being real to yourself. Don't model or fashion yourself after anyone because you are too unique to be anyone else. You are one in a billion, so you are unique. Appreciate and love yourself. As I always introduce myself from the beginning of the video, my name is Dr. 96, aka The Realist. So today, I just want to make a quick reflection on happenings in our dear country, and again to use this opportunity to sensitize our African youth as a whole. I think in Africa we got it lost because we don't really understand the true meaning of leadership, and people who are appointed to be the custodians of power in Africa, they don't equally understand what it means to be a leader. Leadership is all about vision, having a large picture of the world to be. So, in essence, leadership is not all about having goals because every human have one goal or the other. So, having goal is a part of leadership skill and ability. And one thing that is most paramount that distinguish leaders from ordinary people is that the leaders don't only have goals, they have the capacity to deal with the future, having the plan, the procedure, and understanding of what is to come in future and how to relatively deal with them is known as leadership. A lot of people misinterpret or misappropriate maintenance manager for leaders. If all our leader could do is to reflect and mediate on immediate problems, I think that is nothing short of maintenance. It is not a leadership at all. Leaders must be able to project into future. They must have an instinct, vision, foresight to analyze and comes to conclusion about how to deal with perceived challenging that is yet to come in the future. Leaders enable the followers to discover themselves. Leaders, they prepare the followers to be leaders, and they in turn become agents of transformation. Let us ask ourselves a question. Do we have such people in Africa occupying the position of leadership? No. Most of what we have today in most of African countries is nothing but maintenance managers. That is why they are only reactive and responsive to only immediate problem. Good leaders should be able to deliver more than dealing with immediate challenges. Now, I want to narrow this video down to Nigeria, where the pandemic of COVID-19 is really having a devastating effect on people already. What I mean by devastating effect is not as in casualty, but in terms of severe and chronic hunger. Nigerian masses are currently hungry. They are wallowing in abject poverty and perverse hunger. It is so disheartening to see Nigerian masses soliciting to die by coronavirus instead of being kept at home to be destroyed by hunger. A lot of people in Nigeria today, they prefer to go on their daily routine jobs in order to be able to provide for themselves, just to take care of their hunger problem. This is so sad when people have descended so low to the level of an animal that the only thing they can think of is just survival on daily basis. So big shame to Nigerian leaders, big shame to some of African leaders who are trading in the path of Nigerian leadership structure. People's life should be very, very paramount and dear to leaders' hearts, because without the followers, there won't be leaders. I mentioned in one of my last video that it is high time that Nigerian youth should stand up and question the status quo. It is high time that Nigerian youth should stand up and begin to question the authenticity and the sincerity of their leaders. Because most of these leaders today who do not understand the present, not to talk of future, they are amassing problems for Nigerian youth to face in the nearest future, because most of the leaders today in Africa, they are old, aged, outdated, and malfunction. They are not supposed to be leaders at all, because their mind, their brain is already undergoing regression, what I called mental regression. So most of their actions today will be an impediment to the future and an average African youth deserve. Because most of their wrong policies of borrowing and compromising will go a long way to affect the developmental pace in Africa in the nearest future. And unfortunately, those weak, myopic, senseless, ignorant, and barbaric leaders, they are not going to be there. They just want to create problems for the masses. So that is the reason the youth have to wake up. The revolution which most of the African leaders are trying to suppress. Currently, someone like Sowore and most positive-minded Nigerian youths are agitating for a peaceful revolution. And the government of the day is trying to suppress such ideology. I believe in the nearest future, it's not even far-fetched again, hunger will spark revolution in Nigeria and most of the African countries. as we have already started seeing outright disobedience to the lock up orders by the federal government. People have started disobeying the orders because they could not afford to sit down and die in their houses as cowards. So they are ready to confront the authority, be it soldier, be it police, be it any law enforcement agent, because they said an hungry man is an angry man, and an angry man is a madman. So most people, most Nigerians now are angry, hungry, and in short, they have lost their senses of logical reasoning, and the quest for survival will prompt Nigerians to revolution in the nearest future. So the best way the government of the day can avert revolution in Nigeria is to do the needful, is to listen to the yearning and aspiration of Nigerians and go back to drawing board and seek positive, lasting, and sustainable solution to take care of the problem of average Nigerian. The problem of average Nigerians today is how to live a quality life, how to get food on their table, and get good job, get good healthcare system, and good education and better infrastructure that will enhance development. Except that Nigeria is seriously sitting on a time bomb that is ticking very fast, and it is inevitable that it might explode at any point in time from now. You can't keep you can't keep hungry people. You can't advise hungry people. Angry people will never listen and see anything positive in your ideology. So this is a big shame. This is a big shame. And the recent passage of Nigerian head of staffs to the president of the country in person of Abba Kyari, I pray may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. May the Lord forgive him of his shortcomings, and may the Lord grant the immediate family, friends, and well-wishers the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. It is certain that men comment with nothing, and with nothing shall we return. What is the beauty of the wealth you are amassing when you don't know who is going to enjoy it tomorrow when you have departed? Why are our leaders so full of greed? Greed and resentment for the masses. Leaders are not supposed to hate their followers. Leaders are supposed to love their followers and always make provision for things that will better their lives collectively, because as long as there are no followers, then leadership is of no essence. Leadership is of no use. The followers, the life of the followers determine the quality of leaders. If the masses are sick, if the masses are sick, that means the leaders are sick. If the masses are hungry, that means the leaders are hungry. If the masses are frustrated, that means the leaders are frustrated. Leadership and followership, they are interdependent. The followers depend on the leaders to do the right thing. They depend on them to show them the pathway to follow. They depend on them to make a better blueprint for them to live life to the fullest. But today, Our greedy, stupid, and selfish leaders in Nigeria and most of the African countries, they are only concerned with themselves and their immediate family members. This is wrong. This is wrong. We have all it takes to be among the first nation in the world. God has blessed Nigeria as well as most African countries with human resources, natural resources, and the intellectual prowess to succeed, to be successful. Our own weak, fragile, myopic, senseless leaders and leadership structures, they are the impediments, they are the impurities, they are the sediments retarding the growth of Africa. Please, our leaders, save us from this humiliation from the rest of the world. Protect African youth, protect our future, and we cannot continue to depend on the government, on old octogenarians to give us the future we desire, because most of them, they are not going to be a partaker of such future. They are not going to be around in the next 10, 20 years. So why should we allow them to make a wrong decision for us that will affect our collective existence tomorrow? We have what it takes. Our collective agitation, our collective yearning and resistance to wrong policies will go a long way to inform the leaders that the African youths are not joking. So I want to beg every every African bloggers with large followers, please use your platform. Use your platform to sensitize, to give people the right awareness to stand for their rights. This will help all of us in the long run. If we don't speak, our children and our children's children will come and inherit Nigerians or Africans. They will never be at peace with us. So we have to do something now. Use your platform, raise your voice, so that tomorrow you'll be proud that at least you have done something for humanity. Life is short and unpredictable. Many are here yesterdays, but they are not showing up today. That is life. And many are here today, they will not show up tomorrow. Why don't you use your voice so that posterity will remember you and always pray for you? This is my own contribution today. This is my advice for African youth to stand up and say no to wrong leadership structure, because their negative, weak, and unfocused policies will go a long way to determine our future. So we have to resist it by standing up and teach them and tell them what we want. Peace. God bless you all.